Today we're going to talk about how much it costs to live in Morgan Hill, California. Now, I don't know about you, but when I am researching a new area or my client is, we definitely want to take into consideration not only housing prices, but the cost of everything else there is to live there. If we haven't met yet, my name is Christa Nielsen, and I am a realtor in Silicon Valley. Let's dive into costs. So when people ask the question of how much it is to live in a new place, they rarely just mean the housing price. What it really means is the cost of groceries, the cost of transportation and gas, the cost of going out to eat with a friend, and the cost of housing, whether that means rent or purchasing a home. So let's talk about what we're seeing in 2022 as far as increases versus what we expect over the next 6 to 12 months. So starting with gas. Gas actually has decreased in cost over the last 60 days. 2 or 3 months ago, we were seeing the cost of gas be around $6.50 a gallon, whereas today you can usually get gas about $4.75 a gallon. The biggest concern as well is going to be inflation as a whole, what building costs are going to be, because I know a lot of my clients personally are working through construction projects and they're really curious on if this is going to be for the long haul or if it's short term. Now, 2 years ago, we didn't know what to expect as far as inflation and the supply chain. Now we are still seeing supply chain issues. New articles are coming out every single day about increased supply chain issues, so that will directly relate to the cost of products and food. There are also still staffing issues in restaurants, along with the issue of minimum wage being increased in the state of California. So it costs more to retain employees as a restaurant or a business owner. This is directly relating to food costs and cost of eating out at a restaurant. Something that may have been $15 a plate last year may be as high as $20 a plate this year to subsidize the cost of hiring employees in 2022. The question that weighs heaviest on most people's minds is, of course, housing. The good news is that housing has definitely decreased over the last few months and is getting back to more of a pre-pandemic level. What does that mean? It means that we are no longer in the space of heavy bidding wars. Homes are being sold at market value, appraisals are becoming less of an issue, and more buyers are able to buy within their original budgets. Now, as far as rent goes, rent prices are definitely increasing just slightly. There is no longer moratoriums around the rental market. So renters, unfortunately, aren't as protected as they were during the pandemic, and prices are continuing to go up. The average rental price here in Morgan Hill is between $3,000 and $3,500. That can vary from some of the high-end luxury apartment spaces and single family homes. Some homes can be rented as high as $6,000. Some can be rented as low as $2,500 a month. The next question I get pretty often is how much will it cost for utilities in a home? So the biggest portion of utilities is going to be electricity and natural gas. What we are seeing for about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot home, electricity and natural gas will run you about $250 to $300 a month. This again can vary greatly based on usage. A lot of people are also purchasing or have put in place solar, which definitely curbs those costs. If you are looking at a home and it has owned solar, your monthly cost is going to be dramatically lower. Mine is dramatically higher because we have a 5-bedroom home and it's probably not as efficient as some of the newer properties that are out there. We spend about $450 to $500 a month on electricity and natural gas combined. We'll talk about my favorite topic, which is food. So costs have definitely gone up in food, as I mentioned before, because of staffing issues and because the cost of retaining employees and paying employees is much higher now than it was a few years ago. Casual dining, the cost is going to run about $10 to $15 a person. And when I speak of casual dining, I also mean takeout, food trucks, or just casual, you grab food and you sit at a spot in a restaurant. not a full service restaurant. As far as sit-down dining, white tablecloth space, you're going to expect to spend about $20 to $35 per person, not including drinks. If you add drinks in there, cocktails run about $12 to $15 per drink. Beer runs about $7 to $10 per drink. Wine can definitely vary based on where it's from and what it is, but just expect about $7 to $15 a glass for wine. Lastly, I want to talk about housing. So the average price point that I'm talking about is not going to necessarily mean the entry-level pricing. I'll definitely address that at the end of this video. The average price of a single family home in Morgan Hill is $1.6 million. The average size of a home in Morgan Hill is about 4 bedroom, 2 bath, and roughly 2,500 to 2,700 square feet. So if you see that size, it usually correlates with that price point. If you are just starting out and want a starter home, which is typically 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and 1,600 square feet, anticipate on this costing about 1.1 to 1.2 million. This is going to be a standard home with about a 6,000 to 7,000 square foot lot, right in the middle range, not fully renovated, but not a fixer. If you're looking at a condo or a townhome, the price point is definitely lower and under $1 million still in 2022. The average price point for a condo and a townhome is $865,000. Well, that's all I have today as far as the cost of living in Morgan Hill, California. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like. If you want to see more content just like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon.